Before you watch this, understand something. What you're about to see cost a police officer her badge, her career, and possibly her freedom. This female officer has already been fired and arrested on multiple charges. But here's the real question no one is asking. Was she the only problem? Because in this video, you'll see something deeper, the silence, the reactions, the decisions made by the male officer standing right beside her. Who was worse? The one who acted? Or the one who allowed it? Watch closely. Every second matters. And if you believe in holding power accountable, hit that like button, because the more this gets shared, the harder it becomes to hide the truth. Let's break this down.
Listen to me very carefully.
Okay,
we're going to ask you to leave first.
Okay.
We're going to make you.
So what about our rights?
I can't have you filming back behind here in the computer stuff. If you want to film the airport, take pictures and stuff, that's fine. You just can't do it behind the ticket counter, okay?
Under what law?
Under what they have privacy of customers.
What law?
The law is that you can't film people's private information.
Well, that's not a law.
Gotcha.
Can I get
it's a rule of the airport because they don't want you to do that.
I have the rules from the airport say that I can film here, and there's no law that says that I can't film anyone's.
I'm nicely to please stop.
I'm being nice.
49 CFR 1520.5.
That's not a law. That's not a law.
There's also
there's a public. This is Look, man. Look, man. You signed up to do the right thing, right? You're a police officer, correct? First Amendment, freedom of the press. We have over 100 million people that have tuned into our platform. You want to go ahead and violate my rights? Be my guest. Your attempt. No. You would be willing to touch me. That's why you signed up for this job, didn't you? Okay. So, with that being said, don't interfere with my First Amendment. I'm not interfering with this right here. I can, if they want private, if they want
you to leave or to stop.
I have the right to. I have the right to film.
But a port ordinance also says you cannot interfere with airport operations.
I'm not. I'm filming. Filming it cannot be considered interfering with that.
Don't feel like
call your supervisor. Call your supervisor. You don't know what you're talking about.
453.
That's disrespectful.
It's breach of personal.
I don't know, bro. It's your job to secure people's information. If people can see it from a public area, then you're a violation of people's information, not me. I'm in a public area. I'm not talking to you. I'm not here protesting you guys who are actually landing airplanes upside down. That's a crime. Landing airplanes upside down is a crime. So I don't want to speak to them. I don't want to speak to you. I'm here working on my story, so I want to be left alone. The press has the right to be here. I don't have to provide any ID, any information. I have the right to be here, sir. So don't come over here with your fake laws, all right?
This is where everything detonates. What began as a disagreement suddenly turns into a full-blown power struggle. The sergeant steps forward, no hesitation, no soft language, and drops the line that changes the temperature of the entire encounter. We're going to ask you to leave first, and we're going to make you. And just like that, the tone shifts from discussion to domination. The auditor doesn't back down. He fires back instantly, calling the sergeant a tyrant. That word lands heavy. You can feel the air tighten. Now it's no longer about filming. It's about authority. It's about ego. It's about who controls the space. The sergeant demands proof of a plane ticket, not a citation, not a statute, but a ticket. The auditor demands something different, lawful justification. Back and forth they go. Is this a lawful order? You're breaking the law. Under what law? Neither side yields. Then the language escalates. Voices rise. Professionalism starts to crack. And by the end of this segment, the exchange spirals into outright hostility, a blunt, heated insult that seals this moment as the boiling point. The fuse is lit. But how did it get here?
Because there's no ordinance that says that I can't film in a public area.
That's not what I said.
So why are you talking about ordinances that have nothing to do with this?
There's a port ordinance for interfering with airport operations.
Absolutely.
These
and video recording, that doesn't apply to that.
Are you going to let me finish it?
Because you're giving me wrong orders.
Okay.
That doesn't.
My supervisor will be here.
Okay.
You ask for it, so he'll be able to explain.
Good. And hopefully they come with the law and paper, that says, oh, no filming at the airport in public areas, public airport. Then I'll be more than glad to leave. You have a job to do. I have a job to do. My job is not to interfere with you, with them. Your job is not to interfere with my job, that's for sure, because I'm paying taxes on these videos, all right? And their job is definitely not to interfere with me at all, whatsoever. So if anyone is interfering here, it's you guys. You see, they're interfering with me.
This was your job, I guess. Like, what would the job entail?
Freedom of the press. I'm working on a news story. I don't have to discuss my day with anyone. If you went to school,
what type of story is it?
I don't have to discuss that. That's what I'm
just having a conversation.
And I'm not yelling either. I'm not hostile either. I'm more than friendly. The thing is that the reality is that the police is here because somebody doesn't know that we have the First Amendment to video recording in a public area, and now we're here with police officers who also believe that video recording is interference with airport policy.
We came to have a conversation because we got called here.
I mean, that's what your job is to do. Your job is to you get called and then you show up, and the first thing that you have to do is protect our rights, not violate them. Sure. So my right is to work on my news story right here, which I have the right to. Do what you're supposed to do. Tell them we're in a public area, and I'm not gonna disrespect you or them.
Rewind to the beginning, where the tension first begins to simmer. The auditor is filming behind an airport ticket counter. Calm. Controlled. Observing. Airport staff notice. The first officer approaches, not aggressively, but cautiously. The concern? Privacy. Rules. You can't record here. The auditor's response is immediate and methodical. Under what law? That single question sets the stage. The officer references privacy issues and airport policy, but struggles to anchor it to an actual statute. And that's where the dynamic shifts, from casual inquiry to constitutional debate. The auditor invokes public space. Freedom of the press. The right to record what is plainly visible. It's calm, but tense. Respectful, but pointed. Then comes the pivotal move: call your supervisor. And just like that, this is no longer a minor disagreement. It's escalating.
I have nothing against them. I'm working on my news story, and I have the right to, so.
We get you. Our supervisor's on his way. So
Okay.
we'll come talk to you, okay?
It was part of the news story. I think I caught a little piece of it. Was to make sure that obviously the information is protected, and so that if you can see it from a public view, then it's not necessarily as protected as.
It's like HIPAA. It's like HIPAA law.
Yeah.
So the HIPAA law, you know about HIPAA law, right? So medical information, I can't violate HIPAA law. They can. Let's say this was a medical counter, and those are medical computers.
Yeah.
If I can see any information from here, they are in violation of the HIPAA law because they're supposed to secure that. So if they have a promise to their customers that they are going to protect their information, they have to secure that. So my rights don't end where people's feelings start. You know what I'm saying? So I know you're a good cop, and I know you're a good cop. You didn't sign up to do the wrong thing. I don't think you would. But the reason we do these type of audits is because we know there's a problem. You see, I came over here because I knew for a fact these people will have a problem with my video recording, and I know for a fact that you guys will have a problem with my video recording. Probably not all the time. Police, I've gone viral hundreds of times for positive, great things, and standing up for good, highlighting the good and exposing the bad. So I don't hate the police. I don't hate the airport. I don't hate the government. But you guys have to love and respect our rights as much as I do.
Right.
So
people filming the airport, I was just trying to understand. Like I said, I only caught a portion of what you said, so I was just trying to make sure that I understood it.
So I'm working on a news story. There's no way that I could be removed from here, especially from people who land airplanes upside down. When they did that the other day, didn't you guys have news people here?
Now the pressure increases. The officer introduces something new, a port ordinance. A possible violation. The claim: interfering with airport operations. But here's where it gets critical: nothing about recording itself is clearly stated as illegal. The auditor dismantles the logic piece by piece. Recording isn't interference. Visible information isn't private. If something can be seen from a public space, responsibility falls on the airport, not the camera. The officer's tone tightens. The auditor's responses sharpen. There's no yelling yet, but the frustration is building. Both sides are digging in. Neither wants to concede ground. The auditor even predicts resistance, almost as if he expected this exact confrontation. At this point, you can feel it, this is heading somewhere bigger. And then the supervisor arrives.
Now you're gonna tell me they have badges and they have press passes. We have freedom of the press.
I didn't work that day, so I don't know what happened.
Well, I'm sure you heard about it, sir. I'm working on a news story about these people. These people, they don't have the best service. So when it comes, they don't have the best pilots. Never in my life I've seen somebody landing a plane the way they did, first of all. Second of all, they don't have the best customer service when it comes to respecting public photography. This is a public airport. I did my research before I came over here. I can't go to certain places where there's I can't go to Walmart and do this because it's a private place. I know my boundaries. So we shouldn't need your supervisor. You can cancel your supervisor, and if we came to an understanding, because you know I'm non-violent, I'm not a threat, I'm not here to cause problems, so I shouldn't be like requested anything when it comes to my right to work on my story right here quietly. I don't want to talk to nobody.
It's part of our policy. You requested a supervisor. He has to arrive. You're more than welcome to send him off if you want.
Good. I have the right to film. So they were concerned about video recording the monitors, which that's not in my interest at all, first of all. So they're concerned about me getting anyone's personal information. I'm not here to do that, but if they're really so concerned about people's information, they should actually protect it and like the promise that they have to their customers.
Why did you need me here, sir?
Because we may have, I think these officers are great guys, but we may have had like a little misunderstanding.
The arrival of the sergeant changes everything. His presence alone shifts the energy. Less discussion. More authority. He listens briefly, then takes control. But instead of focusing on filming, he pivots the argument entirely. Now it's about why the auditor is there at all. Do you have a ticket to fly? It's a strategic shift. The debate transforms from First Amendment rights to lawful presence inside the airport. The auditor explains he's working on a news story. The sergeant insists a ticket is required. Yet again, the auditor asks for a statute. The tension thickens. The sergeant grows firmer. Shorter responses. Less patience. The auditor grows sharper. More direct. Less accommodating. Two opposing philosophies now collide, security enforcement versus constitutional challenge. And this pressure cooker leads directly into the explosion we saw at the beginning.
But I think we got it, right? I mean, you guys are not going to interfere with my right to work on my story quietly right here just because they don't like to be filmed. I mean, they're the ones landing airplanes upside down. So, and as I can see right now, they really don't respect the First Amendment when it comes to freedom of the press. We don't need press passes. I don't need a pound of makeup and a $10,000 camera to reach thousands and thousands and thousands of people. This is a new era. And mostly everyone goes to the internet now for their news, you know, and what better than an actual video of, you know, the Port of Portland police standing up for our rights in front of our viewers, which they love to call and praise good cops. And whenever something unfair is going on, they also voice their concerns because it's concerning when police officers violate our rights, especially freedom of the press. But I know you, Sergeant, you're a good leader, and you're Sergeant Brenner from the Portland Police over here. That's not going to be happening over here, right?
Well, depends. Do you have a lawful reason to be at the airport? Do you
Absolutely.
have a ticket to fly?
I don't need that. I'm working on a news story. This is a lawful.
You do need a ticket to fly if you're here at the airport.
I'm working on a news story.
Listen.
Oh, so you're gonna kick me out now for not having a ticket?
We're going to ask you to leave first.
Okay.
We're going to make you.
So what about our rights?
Listen to me very carefully.
Okay.
The Port of Portland has rules against creating a disturbance that interferes with the operation of the airport.
You're a tyrant. You're a tyrant.
You're welcome.
You're a tyrant. Who's your supervisor? What's his name? What's the captain's name?
Lieutenant Patuk.
Lieutenant. Is he here right now?
He is not.
Okay,
It's the weekend.
so who's in charge right now?
I am in charge right now.
You're a tyrant. You're the wrong guy to be in
You're
charge.
welcome to leave the airport.
After the verbal eruption, there's a strange shift. The yelling subsides, but the power play continues. The auditor repeatedly asks the key question, is this a lawful order? It's not just a question. It's strategic. Because a lawful order carries legal consequences. The sergeant claims he's breaking the law, but still avoids naming a specific statute on camera. And that's where the psychological tension peaks. The auditor doesn't concede wrongdoing. But he says something telling, I don't want to go to jail. And with that, he agrees to leave. Not out of agreement, but out of risk calculation. It's compliance under protest. The sergeant stands firm. The auditor stands defiant, even while walking away. No one feels victorious.
I'm being told to leave because
Yes.
of my First Amendment right
You
to
do not
work.
have a ticket to fly. There are rules.
Do I have certain? Okay, so what if I want to fly right now?
In order to, if you can purchase a ticket,
Do I have a time frame in order to buy that ticket from you, tyrant officer?
You actually have to have a ticket.
How much time do I need to buy my ticket before I get kicked out?
I'm not going to keep arguing with you.
I'm asking you a legit question.
I'm telling you, if you do not have a ticket to fly, you do not have a legit reason to be at the airport.
I do. I'm working on a news.
You to leave.
I'm working on a news story, sir. I'm not breaking any law, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave. Is this a lawful order?
I appreciate it. It is a lawful order.
You're breaking the law. This is this is illegal. What you're doing.
I appreciate.
I'm gonna
your
go speak to you.
cooperation.
I'm not cooperating with you.
Thank you.
I don't want to go to jail, but you're
I'm not taking anyone to jail. I'm
fuck
asking
you.
to leave the airport.
Fuck you. Here we go.
How are you doing, Officer Swingle?
I'm good.
Good.
Just when it seems the confrontation has reached its final note, a new officer enters. Calm voice. Neutral tone. How are you doing? It's almost surreal after the chaos. The energy drops instantly. No raised voices. No threats. Just conversation. But that contrast says everything. The storm has passed, but the questions remain. Was this about safety, policy, or power? The camera keeps rolling. And the audience is left to decide.